Welcome back to the #1 podcast in the world. We are your hosts, Chase Demoor.
And Gabrielle Moses.
And today we have a very special guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
How's it going, guys? Braden Holiday. Here
Yes.
we are.
So basically, if you guys aren't familiar with Braden yet, Braden is new to the Netflix reality universe. We most recently have been trending because last night, we filmed the first ever live Netflix dating show.
Which was very interesting.
Pop the Balloon.
Yes.
Super interesting time. I just think it's not what we expected it was going to be like.
It's not what anyone expected, and we'll dive into that. But first, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, totally. So I live in Temecula, California. I'm 24, and I work at a winery down there. I also own a cowboy hat bar business where we brand cowboy hats, and we kind of put ribbons and feathers on them, dress them up for you, and
you can say that on this show. Like
Yeah.
I can say it? Okay.
We'll go.
Okay.
Yvonne was coming at you pretty hard last night.
All right. Okay.
No one's
Thank you,
gonna cut
guys.
off here.
Appreciate that.
Just before we get into the meat and potatoes of the Netflix live dating show, I just want to ask, how did you come across this opportunity and what made you want to go on the show?
Yeah, so I found this opportunity on Craigslist gigs, believe it or not. I was just browsing on Craigslist and I saw an application for a live dating show. And, I thought, why not? I'll just put myself out there, send a little video of myself, and see where it goes.
Craigslist. I wonder why they thought, let's put this on Craigslist.
Right.
So Craigslist ad, you found it, you're like, hey guys, I'm ready to go find some love. So I'm going to try my shot at a live dating show.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a shot.
You're like, real life isn't working out too well, so what else do I have to lose?
Well, I also thought there's no downside to it either. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll find the love of my life. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll find the one I'm going to marry. Maybe I won't.
But you're a younger guy, and obviously we saw the show last night. A lot of people who saw the show last night. You had to be the youngest one there.
I was surprised. I was the youngest one there.
Yeah.
I was 24.
No, the ages. The ages of everyone.
Insane.
The median age, I think, was 30.
I'd be 34.
Yeah.
Right.
Had to be.
34 is wild. Yeah, for a dating show? This is
Wild.
not Love is Blind. I'm sorry. But that's
The Golden Bachelor.
It's not the Golden Bachelor.
No wonder everybody popped my balloon when I said 30 was too old. I mean,
It is.
Pop the balloon.
It's too old for me.
Yeah.
I'm still in my 20s, man.
30.
I'm still trying to live.
There's literally a 36-year-old, right? One of the girls is
36.
36.
Suzette, I think her name is.
Suzette in the orange dress, curly hair.
The orange curly hair dress. We'll talk about some of these girls in a second, but before we start talking about the girls, I want to ask you, when you were going into the show, and you have your meetings with the casting producers, and they're basically saying hey, you're gonna do great, you're gonna come into the show. Did you have a good understanding of what exactly it was gonna be, and was it exactly how you thought it was gonna be?
Yeah, so I watched the YouTube channel Pop the Balloon with Arlette, and I thought that what it was gonna be like more so. But I didn't know what Pop the Balloon was until a week or two before it happened, honestly. They didn't tell me it was going to be Pop the Balloon. I did the promo shoot where I popped some balloons, and that's when they told me, okay, balloon is in the title of the show, so it's going to be Pop the Balloon. That's when I learned about it. So actually, going back to your question, I didn't know it was going to be Pop the Balloon.
Really?
At all.
What do you think it was going to be then?
I thought it could have been maybe Love Island or 2 Watts of Hannah or anything. I was like, could be anything. Love is Blind. I didn't know.
The furthest thing from it.
They kept us in the dark. They kept us in the dark the entire time.
That's nuts. So when you found out it was Pop the Balloon, so they basically said, yeah, we're gonna put you on the show. Can you come film the trailer for us? And
right, the promo shoot stuff.
We'll put you on the first episode. Or did you know? Or
they said it could have been the first episode or the second one, the 10th or the 17th. So I didn't know which one.
Right.
And yeah.
Well, that's cool. You got to go on there. Obviously, we had Johnny Bananas, myself, and then I forgot what's the other. Keith was one of the guys.
And Harnake.
Yeah. Very interesting characters. All of you.
Yeah, it was a great mix. It was a good mix.
It was a great.
We had a great time in there. Obviously, we had the way in TV works is it's a bunch of hurry up and wait, and so obviously we had an early casting call. We had to be there 9 a.m. Our car picked us up. We had to be there around 10:15.
I pulled up at 10:15.
Yeah, and we sat around. We didn't start filming. It was live. We filmed at 5 p.m. And I've done a slew of dating shows. This is the first dating show where it was okay, 5, we're in there, we're out. And so we basically we sat in there for 8 hours. For the quick 45 minutes.
Nothing.
Doing nothing.
We almost took a nap. I remember we laid down on the ground for a little bit, tried to take a little nap.
God.
But it was good because we got to really bond with each other and build friendships. But that's also going to go into my next part of what I'm about to say is personally, I don't think it was that great of an idea for them to let the ladies be able to do that, because it seemed, from my perspective anyways, because I went before you, when I got there, it was all these ladies, you put them together for 8 hours and they start, becoming friends, having conversations. It makes it difficult to when you go out there and you want to imply a roast and you want to, be funny or have that moment, because if one girl pops her balloon, it was like a feeding frenzy and they all started popping.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you
They all
agree?
were
Yeah.
partying the whole time.
Exactly. They were all friends because they hung out
They
together for
became
8
friends,
hours.
yeah.
As a girl, would you guys do that? Be like, okay, if you
Yeah.
pop some of me, I'm gonna pop
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You make those friendships, and you're like, okay, if you pop, I'm gonna pop, because you don't want to be the last one standing alone.
They want to back up their girls. They want to
Exactly.
back up their girls.
Exactly.
They were like, "Don't roast my girl." Everybody starts popping.
Oh, what do you mean? Don't roast your
You don't
girl?
even know her. We didn't think they knew each other. We didn't even think they were friends.
Exactly.
I would say something like, listen, am I blowing your back out or am I blowing your friend's back out? Which is something like, we could do both of these, but listen, like,
Yeah, I mean, they're friends, so like, why
Yeah,
not?
they should have separated, I think, especially all the girls, not so much the guys, because you guys weren't even on together, other than like the love room or whatever they called it.
well,
The
he wasn't
Love
even in
Lounge,
there.
the Love Lounge.
That was
No,
like so brief. Like, to be honest with you, that was so brief. But as a viewer from watching it at home, was it,
It was
an easy
rough.
watch? No, it was rough.
I'm so sorry.
It was a rough
It was
watch.
just not to roast any of the girls that were on there. It was just too wide of a range of girls who were on there. Like, if they were seeing like Johnny Bananas, they should have just had all older women. I think they should have changed out the girls for each guy.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think, but here's the thing: is like I've done a lot of Netflix shows, and a lot of them. Sometimes I've done the first season, the second season. It is a learning process. So they kind of bring us in there a little bit, like even Johnny and I, and they ask like feedback, like what do you think we could do to make it better? And I even gave them feedback on the way out. I said the very first thing: don't let girls sit around in a room for 8 hours,
No,
fully bonding, and they know. For example, like they knew that I was gonna be there. They knew Johnny was gonna be there. So off the rip, they knew 2 out of the 5 guys that we
Yeah,
had.
5 of us. Yeah,
You know, so-
already had been on reality TV before.
Yeah.
so they already knew that maybe it wasn't as serious as
Yeah.
maybe we thought it was
Right.
going to be.
Right, and
But-
maybe not send Johnny Bananas, and I love Johnny Bananas, but maybe not send him out there first, or he's walking out with a plant.
The plant.
Because now
That
he's
was
taking the
so
piss.
weird.
That
Like
was
watching
weird.
that, I'm like, what the heck is this old man doing?
Yeah, he's 42. Like, I like Johnny.
You're too
Yeah.
old to be on that type of show with younger women. Like, you shouldn't have people who
Younger,
are-
they're all up there.
They could have been
There
her
was one
dad,
that was
honestly.
25. There was
He
one
could
that
have
was
been.
25. He could have been her dad. So that's weird to think about.
Close enough. And I think, in these things, if you want it to be serious, like the person who starts it, and like he was back there when we were filming like our BTS, and it's like the person who goes first, you kind of set the tempo for the whole thing. Like that's why I would go first when we would do the BTS, be like, this is how you guys do it, get it done.
And then we see what it's going to be like.
Exactly.
You set the tone. All right, the energy's good. Like
Right.
we're all chilling, we're all vibing.
So
Like,
so you send Johnny out there, and Johnny kind of takes the piss at first, and these girls have been hanging
All
out
the
together.
balloons were just popped.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
popped instantly. So they're laughing, they're not taking it serious. So like obviously this is not going to be serious. We just sent this old ass man in here with a fucking plant, and
which was not planned at all. He just did that by himself, too. Like, and they didn't like that. They were pissed about
He just
that.
grabbed a plant.
damn, he just took it.
did that.
Yeah,
He just did that. They didn't even tell him to do that. And
No.
didn't you say one of the producers was like, "What is he doing?"
yeah. Well,
But-
one of the producers.
Love Johnny Bananas, by the way. I thought it was hilarious. but
Yeah, it was
they didn't
funny.
like it.
It was just not for that show and that group.
Well, a lot of people who've never seen Pop the Balloon, it is really hosted by who's the host of the original one?
Yvonne.
Her name's Arlette.
Arlette.
Yeah.
Yvonne's
Oh,
Netflix.
she's an
Yvonne's the Netflix one. Arlette is a YouTube host. Who
Yeah.
started it, and she was there actually in the crowd.
Was she? Ah,
But
yeah.
you guys actually had a live crowd.
Yeah.
It was a little group to the
It
side.
was like, yeah, it was like
10 or 15.
the
people.
original people who did it, and she did a great job with the show. And the reason it was so viral on her YouTube channel and X, Y, and Z is because it was very like not gentrified. It was very like natural people, not famous people. And I'm not saying like you shouldn't put famous people on it, but what I'm saying is if you're gonna do famous people without announcing like maybe that they're gonna be on.
Yeah,
this
make it a
episode.
surprise.
Like I was literally the title of the episode.
Yeah, no.
You know, so it was like, why, you know what I mean? And I went out there and I put up a good fight. I put up a good fight. But like once like the balloons start popping, it was like pop, pop,
It
pop,
was
pop.
like, good luck. See you later,
That was
buddy.
it, and it was over.
One girl popped because she said I was too young. One girl popped because I look like her son.
Oh,
One-
that was
Really?
funny.
What, since you look like your son?
Yeah, the one.
What the?
One girl popped.
Damn.
Yeah, one girl popped me because she said I can't do professional boxers because I don't know how to get punched in the face. One girl popped because she said I told too many girls that they looked good.
No,
Oh
she said
my
that you were for
gosh.
all the girls or something.
She said I can't get a read on him because you have everybody's your type
Yeah.
or something like that. One girl popped. I don't even know why she popped because I popped her friend.
Right, because they're buddies, because they're friends again.
Yeah, because she was getting flown out to
Yeah.
Dubai and Miami, and then let's see, what else? Who else had popped on me?
One of the girls popped on me because she said I didn't look like I kill people.
Oh, yeah,
Like, I
same
didn't look like I
The
killed
one that
people.
told me I look like her son. She said,
Yeah,
I look like-
was that
She
her?
said,
She goes, I go for
Okay, I did
people.
not hear
She goes,
that.
I go normally for people who look like they kill people. And I'm like, I'm not a murderer.
that's a
I
really
don't murder people.
specific type.
She was cool.
Yeah.
Like she was funny, but like she was definitely not on there to find love. And like that was the problem I was having because she popped for everybody. She said, "You ain't black enough.
Yeah.
that's
You
what
look
I
like my
said.
She
kid."
was roasting my boy Keith's hairline. She was saying that his
So that
hairline
his
was all messed
forehead-
up.
She was like, look at, I didn't notice this at first, but the forehead goes, I'm like, oh
And she
my
goes,
God.
he goes, "Have you seen your forehead?" He goes, she said, "Yeah, but I didn't have a lineup. Like you."
Oh my
No,
goodness,
I think
dude.
too, they
Too
should
picky,
have,
man.
they should have like mixed in girls who were on Netflix within the girls too. Like, why was it just two random
Luis was on
guys?
Netflix.
When?
I guess that was
She
one.
was on
person.
F Girl Island.
That's not Netflix. Who watched that? That's
What was it
crap.
called?
That
F
doesn't-
Girl Island? I
Was she
never heard
really?
of that.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't count
But-
though, because no one knows about that.
You're right. But what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
the way if I was doing it, I would go back to the original mold that Pop the Balloon did it because it works. Bring in a random audience of people. Like don't even tell them what show
Normal
they're on.
people, yeah.
Normal
Yeah,
people, and be like, hey, we're filming a live dating show. Come if you want to come. Line them up. And then you
Yeah.
send people out there because that's how the original one did it, and I think it did really well. And then obviously in the original one, they're not letting people just hang out. They're not letting all the girls just hang out in the back like that. You
For
know?
hours and hours.
For hours.
Meeting each other, yeah.
And what did we say? I said there needs to be some leverage when you pop your balloon. They need to come up with something like so
So you
it's
can't
not,
do it too quick, or you gotta
Yeah.
wait a little bit, or there should be like a more
right. You should have like
Have
a
to have, like, a real
timer.
reason.
a real reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it just I think like because it goes back to what we were saying is like there's no. For them, they're staying on TV the whole time. For them, it's like they want to be on TV. For us,
Right.
we basically have 30 seconds to like.
a little moment to get to go in there and try to
wasn't-
find
like,
something.
You guys did not have enough time though to
There's-
make an actual impression. I was like, okay, let's look at you and judge you for 2 seconds and pop.
Right.
Mhm, exactly.
That's watching it. I was like, okay, you didn't even get to talk before they're popping it.
Right.
Right.
She didn't even ask me what my red flags are, like what my deal
Yeah.
breakers.
You
were.
got no
I didn't
questions.
get any chance.
It was them drilling us with questions right off the rip. Like, why
Yeah.
can't it be like one question, then I ask a question, one question, then I ask a question, one question, then I ask, and then there should be a rule saying you can't pop the balloon until it gets to your turn.
Exactly.
For it being
Exactly.
a Netflix show, there's no storyline to follow, and I think that's why it was hard
It's
watching.
a live show.
Yeah, it was live,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I don't know. There could have been a little bit more to it, like more
Right.
talking, not just popping.
Maybe get to know us more a little bit before we go out
Before,
there, like have a little
exactly. Like a
moment
little
where we're kind of
intro.
interviewed or something, like by ourselves before.
Yeah.
At least get
So-
or get like a one-on-one with each girl, like speed dating before we get to the pop balloon segment. You can have a one-on-one with them, get to talk to them, boom, 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 and then you can line them up, and then you walk out. Then they could pop if it wasn't a match, or they could keep it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
They have a little understanding of who we are first.
You have a little understanding,
yeah.
because like I think it's bullcrap that we got. Okay, you got popped because you said you don't like girls over the age of 30.
Age
Like
of
that was
30.
that eliminated 90% of the cast that we had there.
Right,
You got
right.
popped because you weren't black. Like
Because I wasn't black.
You got
Because I didn't look like a murderer.
you're not a murderer, and you got popped because you were 24.
Because I was 24.
You didn't even get to say a word, and you were popped off the. You didn't. A word did not come out of your mouth.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Just ripped. And I think, how can you have a dating show and expect success? And this mold is going to carry on week after week because the more girls you bring on, the girls are going to be like, oh, like I don't have to get embarrassed on TV because I can just basically sit here and be the judge. And I'm gonna get the pop,
Right,
and I'm gonna get to say my piece first, and then you're gonna get like 1 second to say something back, and Yvonne's gonna back the girls up and be like, okay, you're done talking.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Adios.
You
Time to exit stage.
yeah. Because it would be like, okay, why did you pop? Well, I popped because he looked at me funny and this and that. And then you'll be like, what? And he'll be like, oh, is she your type? You'll be like, well, no, because. And she'll be like, okay, perfect. Why did you pop on him? And this is like, you don't even get a chance to roast back.
Right,
I
exactly.
think the host needed to like instigate conversation a little bit more, or like
It seemed
like,
one-sided to me.
Yeah.
Very one-sided,
No, I
yeah.
agree.
Well, the girl popped at the end, and I was like, you're a beautiful girl. She asked me if she was my type or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you're very pretty, yada, yada, yada. And she goes, well, she knows she's pretty. She knows she's pretty. But I was like, okay.
Like,
I'm just
okay,
trying to be nice.
okay. Like, I don't know an abundance of like 6 foot plus buff guys that you're talking to, but like last I checked, like they're not just roaming the streets of LA. If you want to go see what's roaming the streets of LA, go downtown and you'll see a lot of those.
I thought I put up a good chance to at
You
least
guys
find
did
somebody
good.
who liked me.
I mean, there was only so
mean-
much you guys could do with the time you were given. I think they had too many guys too. Like I think they should.
I don't think we had enough guys. We only had
Only
five
five
guys.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying,
Really
like,
only 3 because like G and Johnny don't really count.
well, within
Yeah,
the time
no,
span
yeah.
though, it felt rushed almost.
It was. It
I
was
like, why
imagine
is this
that.
rushed?
It's a rush.
We were running backstage. We were running. Like I
Waiting
remember,
forever.
yeah, they're like, yeah, we're gonna go live right now. We're gonna do a Saturday Night Live type of goodbye. We need to run. We were like sprinting. You remember we were sprinting?
Like,
Yeah,
ooh.
getting up to the stage, go up there, or do a little dance for a little bit, and
Yeah,
then
doing the dance.
You guys were like little circus monkeys up there.
I
They
w-
didn't really give
I
you
know.
anything.
But I will say this thing, like the production, like they're super nice. We were well looked after. You know, the producers were really great. All the people, all the cast. Like the thing is everybody was so great, but I don't think that they knew exactly what it was that they were gunning for or what they were gonna get. And so it was a trial thing. And I think like if I'm giving, you know, constructive criticism back from somebody who's been on these shows before, I would say, personally, you need to either have a better dynamic of women or have some stipulation behind popping the balloon.
right. Some rules behind popping the balloon and a better dynamic of girls, right?
If you could go back, before I ask you the same question, but if you go back and you got to pick one of those girls out of any of them, would you have like picked and actually tried to have a conversation with them, or were none of them your type?
I would have definitely picked Louise to have a conversation with
Louise.
and talk to her. Yeah, I feel like
She actually DM'd me
you know,
today
I
about
actually-
you.
No
She
way.
said he's cute. We shot himself in the foot. I swear to
Wait,
God.
no way.
Ah, she did. Let me see.
I feel like I did shoot myself in the foot a little bit. I could have had a better comeback when she asked me. Well, she's like, "Would you?"
She
break
goes,
up with me when I'm 30?"
LMAO, I thought he was cute. He shot himself in the foot with a heartbreak
Oh
emoji.
no, Louise.
Oh,
Louise,
poor
if you're
guy.
watching this, let's have a conversation, a real one this time. Maybe we can get to know each other.
Yeah.
So what did she ask you?
Well, I said that 30 was too old for me, right?
Okay.
And then she said, "Oh, I'm 28. So once I turn 30, are you going to break up with me?"
Oh.
But then I was, I said, well, if the relationship's going well, then I wouldn't. But
Yeah.
now looking back on it, I should have been like, well, once you're 30, I'll be 26, 27. So 30's in my age range.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
as she
That
gets
makes
older,
more
I get
sense.
older.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's a good answer though for the like being on the spot.
Right.
It's
Did-
not like you have a lot of time to like think about it.
Did you like any of the girls on there? Did you think that any of them were like...
They weren't special. Like they didn't really talk much. The one older lady who was like saying the funny stuff, like, "Oh, you look like my son. Oh, you don't look like a murderer." That's funny, but
She was good.
She was the only one that said stuff really like that. And then the
right.
the one other girl, the black hair, she had the printed dress on, long dress, the Asian girl.
The Asian girl.
I don't remember her name.
and
She
then-
said like a few funny things, but the girls did not have personality, or like they weren't saying stuff to be funny, knowing that they're on TV.
Yeah, I think
It was
they're...
just like, okay,
Well, typically
They need better
in the
girls.
YouTube channel, the host would go from girl to girl asking them, like, introduce yourself, talk about yourself, get to know you. Like, but that didn't happen last night. She didn't get to she didn't introduce anybody like row by row.
yeah.
But-
See, they did that at the beginning of the show a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like
Before we
row by
came out
row,
there.
but yeah, it was before you guys were out there.
Oh.
They did do like a quick intro,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't like the YouTube one. And I think people are obviously going to compare the YouTube video versus the Netflix one, but it's two completely
Do you know what
different
you know what the vibe it
Yeah.
gave me was is like I've done like those YouTube dating shows before with my boys. Obviously you've seen me do those before as well. And like it's a different vibe because the vibe I was getting on last night's show was like back in like the 70s, 80s when they would do like those speed dating shows. Like contestant number 1.
Yeah.
What is behind that's
Right,
the vibe I was getting from that with Yvonne being the host, who she came in, we met her and she was super nice and cool.
Yeah.
And you know how the girls were just like, I'm blah blah blah, I'm from Temecula, or I'm from not from Temecula. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
like it was like
Yeah.
it was like a vibe where like they were not really trying as hard
They
as
were
I feel like
too
they could.
nervous too. It seemed like.
Yeah, one of the guys was turned into a ghost. What was that?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
that
he
was
was
bad.
shaking,
Oh
man,
my
shaking.
What was his name?
Hernique, I think.
I just remember
The way
like
he came out with his thumbs up.
She threw the thing off.
And like, what the heck was that? Like,
Yeah.
touchdown? What?
We were doing the best we could to calm him down too. We were
Buddy,
trying so
I almost
hard.
slapped him in the face backstage. I'm like, lock the hell in.
Yeah.
He was just really sitting back there, like freaking out.
He's just
Freaking
not
out.
talking, like kind of mumbling to himself a little
Having
bit,
a
walking up and down the room.
No,
What?
he needed a shot.
No, we tried to give him a shot.
One. He took a little
He's like,
one,
you sure you don't want this? I'm like, buddy, you need it.
yeah.
You take it.
Take the shot.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
problem with him is like some of the things he was saying, and I tried to give him advice in the background. I was like, yo, just be who you are, just say like how it is. And I remember like one of the questions was he got asked, he's like, what would happen if you went through some hardship or something like that?
The hardest thing happened in your life.
Yeah, and
What
he
was
was-
the hardest thing? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, like when I was young, I was building watches, and I had this
Oh, that was terrible.
really successful watch business, and I sold it, made a lot of money, and I haven't been able to mimic that success again. And I'm thinking in my head, the hardest thing that you've ever done is
Is
not being
that-
able to make a multi-million-dollar company twice. What?
That's crazy.
If it
No.
worked out once, I mean,
That's
Do
the
it again.
hardest thing.
try to do it again.
Like
I
you
guess.
never had a heartbreak, you never had like
Any
somebody
family
a bully,
issues?
Right,
a family
right.
issue, like.
He talked about business, not like
The life.
personal things.
And
that's
like the
happened to him.
dryness on all the girls' faces is like, and I liked that guy. I thought he was cool, but I was like, buddy, like you're.
Drop the ball.
And this is how we're wrapping up this show. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So think about it like that.
He was the ender. He was the last one.
We start with Johnny Bananas taking the piss, and we end with this guy. So it's like,
The
Yeah,
guy that they
yeah.
were roasting though about his shirt, he was funny. He was able to take the heat. He didn't
Keith,
take it too. Yeah.
He was a good
He
dude.
did
I like
not
Keith.
take it
I
too
like Keith.
personally.
I
He
like
was
him.
right before Chase, the second one,
Mm-hmm.
right after Johnny Bananas. He was a short king, but that's okay.
Yeah.
He got a little offended when someone brought that up, but
Mm-hmm.
he seemed cool.
he was like 5'11".
He wasn't that
Oh,
short. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
looked short next to the.
Well, because we're 6 foot.
Because we're big dudes.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
That's
The height difference definitely
Wait,
played
tell
a
the
part.
story about the shirt though. His shirt.
Oh,
I liked his shirt.
I
didn't
did
mind
too.
His shirt. I thought it was a great shirt.
So funny
I like
back
the pattern.
Yeah, so funny backstage story about this shirt. Like, so he gets this shirt on. So basically, when we go on these shows, they ask for our wardrobe, and you send like the producers like your wardrobe, and they pick amongst a couple different outfits and tell you what they think is gonna match well and not to match the host. And basically, they said we couldn't wear brown. But this guy was so adamant about this shirt. He goes, "Yeah, they told me not to wear this shirt, but I packed it anyways, right?" And so when we're in the dressing room doing our final looks, is what they call it on TV, and we were putting on all the outfits. I remember he said, "Yeah, they told me not to put this shirt on, and I'm gonna wear it anyway because I feel the most confident in this shirt." Well, the lady that told him not to put it on was also in the room with us, and she was like, "Yeah, that was me that told you not to put it, but
Oh,
do your
man.
thing, do your thing." And
Do your thing, Keith. He stood on business
He
with that
did-
shirt. He stood on business with that shirt. I respect that. You got to respect that.
It was like, okay, in context, black, I'll put it on the screen right now, but it's like a black shirt with a gold
No, it was a brown shirt
brown
with like gold.
print. It looked black on TV. And it was just very bright. His shoes matched the yellow of his shirt. So,
Yeah.
It was definitely a rough go for Keith, and then like the thing is like a lot of these things is supposed to be a roasting show, so like it's hard, you can't get your feelings involved with this, and this is what I was trying to tell the guys is like they're gonna say things get the TV moments, and he did give tit for tat as well as you did, and I think that in order for this show to continue to find success the way it did on YouTube, is they're gonna have to find a way to bring that level of success back and or have some sort of, because it's not a guy's show, it seems like.
Right. It was geared towards girls.
100%.
Kind of. It felt like it was 8v1. It was 8v1 up there. It was all the
they
girls
need to
versus us.
roast the girls a little bit more. Like, the guys shouldn't be scared of, like, saying something that'll offend them.
No, it was terrifying because you say the one wrong thing, finita.
You're done.
Yeah.
No,
Done, yeah.
like, no, thank
One
you.
thing that helped me a lot though was listening to you and Ariel talk backstage,
Mm.
and she was, saying like, what you're saying was wrong, but I think it gave me energy a little bit.
For those of you that don't know, Ariel, she's
She
also
was great too. She was super, super great
She
too.
works in the Netflix reality universe. She's kind of like the lady that if you get in trouble, you talk to her. She's like the principal.
She's the mom.
Okay.
That's what she is. But we were backstage, and I was trying to give the newer reality people advice, the best I could give advice.
Right,
Ariel
right.
doesn't like when I give
She's
them
like,
advice.
don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. I was like, ah.
Because like I've done something on reality TV that not a lot of people have been able to mimic, as where I've become like this likable villain. Like very charismatic, very charming, likable villain. But when people try to emulate that, and I'm sure we can think of some people who have tried to emulate it hard, it's gone really south for them.
And they just looked like pieces of shit.
Yeah, and so she doesn't like me giving advice, but I was giving fair advice. I was like, listen, go out there, be yourself.
Yeah.
It's not as serious.
Yeah.
And the best thing I think I told you guys was like, listen, in 24 hours from now, you're gonna wake up in your bed and it's all gonna be a memory.
I got work at 5 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was like, I got work tomorrow. I gotta go to work literally right after this. I'm like, I'm on the clock right now.
You're like, actually, I'm looking at the time. I gotta go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
fair advice you got to give to people. So like
Yeah.
now that you've done the show and you've experienced it, would you do more reality TV?
Absolutely, I think I would. I enjoyed it, man. I mean, learning like about like the the industry, the reality TV like world.
It's not what you think.
It's not exactly what you think it is, and I've learned that, and it's a good thing though. Honestly, it kind of helped me out. Listening to you talk about it really opened my eyes to it.
It's like it's a lot of like puzzle pieces put together, and it makes sense when you get there and you see how things operate. And when you're an audience member watching from back home, you're like, why the hell is this, or why the hell is this? Really, when you're there, it's like there's nothing we can do. We don't have power or anything. All we can do is listen. Be there at 9. We're gonna film at 5 p.m. Here's your lunch. Wait around. We'll do some makeup on you, and then good luck. Have the best time out there.
Totally.
They throw you to the sharks real fast.
Yeah,
I'm eager to see like how next week goes. Do you think next week will be better, or worse, or the same?
they might try to change it up a little bit. Maybe
I think it'll be better.
That'd be smart for them to do that. To kind of change the whole dynamic of it.
Yeah, first one's always rough, especially with it being live. Like Netflix has only done like one other live thing, and it was.
No, they did the Jake Paul fight.
Yeah, that was the one other thing that was live. What else has been live on Netflix?
Don't they do the Love Is Blind reunions live?
No,
I think they do.
they're taped. They're not live.
I think they said this was the first thing ever that was live
Yeah,
on Netflix,
yeah,
or
like
one
a
of the
dating-
first things.
yeah.
Dating
Because
show.
they did the fight, but that doesn't count. That's something completely different.
Yeah, well, anyway, so like moving away from the live dating popping show, obviously like there's another Netflix show that is actually
Is there a fly?
there's like a piece of obviously there's another Netflix show in the works right now, Battle Camp, which when I asked you would you do another reality show, typically with Battle Camp the way it works, it's all of your favorite Netflix reality stars, the biggest of each of their shows, going into a challenge, if you've seen the challenge, esque summer camp that we filmed last year in Mexico. That's finally, we get to share with you guys come the 24th of April, I believe. 23rd of April, I believe.
Nice.
And basically, the way you get on it, first step, you gotta be on a Netflix reality show, so
So
congratulations.
you got your foot in
So
the
I got my foot in the door with
You got
that.
your foot in the
Okay,
door.
awesome.
Congratulations. The second thing is like I prefer these type of shows personally because I think there's not as much stress on the dating aspect.
Right.
However,
right.
there are other stresses that go into this.
Physical stresses, right?
Physical.
That's
And
what I'm talking about.
Right? Do you have you have what it takes? To
I
do
think
that?
I have what it takes to do that. I mean, I'm an athlete. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I work out.
You're
right?
getting launched off of things. You're getting dropped off of things. You're getting electrocuted. You're eating bugs. You're
Electrocuted. That sounds a bit scary. But being launched off of stuff and jumping off of
Like,
stuff,
that
I
might
mean, I
be
can do
fun.
that. That sounds fun. Electrocuted, that's where you lose me, but I guess.
I feel like in the moment when you're getting launched off of things, like it's just more intense what it is because like I distinctly remember like one of the challenges without giving too much
Yeah,
away.
it's like you can't spoil this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it,
This
but
was filmed a year ago, too, right? So you already
Yeah.
did all this stuff.
yeah, it's already done and
okay,
over with.
yeah.
Like one of the challenges in particular, you could not see when the action was gonna take place. And when I mean like the action, like whether they were gonna drop you, or they're gonna launch you, you don't get to see. So they'll tell you
So
to
you're like a
face a
rat.
certain way
Oh, my God.
and wait, and you don't know when it's
So
coming.
your body's like limp.
Yeah, so you're
don't
just
know
sitting there, just like.
Oh, no. Your heart's
Intense.
probably racing. Like, you're just
Racing.
like, oh, shit.
Like you don't know when it's coming, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Wow,
That's
you're
scary.
you're way up in the air. We were up in Mexico City, so the altitude was ridiculous up there. Super hot during the day, super cold at night. We had bugs.
I was going to say bugs.
We had.
Sounds
Getting
lovely.
bitten and
It
stuff.
was like a real summer camp experience while trying to film a Netflix show. So you got cameras everywhere. You got
Could get kicked off.
at any
You're
time.
fighting that too.
Oh, wow.
The premise of the show is
Everything.
I-
He's lucky. He's lucky.
I'm very lucky. They look after me. I'm blessed with them, and they really bless my life. But what I'm saying is, I never looked at like, because I went on the biggest show in the world, Too Hot to Handle at the time. I never just took Too Hot to Handle and said, this is what I'm going to be built on over the next 5 years. You know, I took Too Hot to Handle and I used it to meet influencers. I built a team. I met
You
people.
also were on like Perfect Match, like other options.
I'm talking about initially, Gabrielle. I'm talking about initially.
Oh, I thought you were
This is the whole conversation is initially. Got it? You locked in?
Got it.
I know you checked out today, but listen,
Yes.
what I'm saying is he's got an opportunity with a show, so
May
it's
as well
like,
run with
yeah,
it.
you might as well
Run with it. Exactly.
Yeah, run with it.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if it's big or small, because the big people, they don't run with it because they're like, this is the biggest show, I don't need to do anything.
And that's it. It's over with.
It's done and over with.
Right.
And it fucks them up. And the small people, sometimes when they give a small opportunity, they're like, oh, this isn't big enough. It's like, no, it doesn't matter. It's all the same.
Right.
You know?
Just a foot in the door. Your foot is in the door. Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you see that it is currently #2 on Netflix?
I did
trending.
see that. That is
That's
crazy.
insane.
That is nuts.
I mean, a lot of people were gonna whether I don't think it's gonna be #2 the same next week, but like whether it's, let me see, it might even be moved them over. It's a live dating show, you know what I mean? Yeah. #2 in the U.S. today, right?
That is crazy. That is nuts.
And-
Go watch
and
Pop
it
the
came-
Balloon live.
Exactly.
Watch it.
And it
Yeah.
came out yesterday. And to be #2, that means we beat out Black Mirror.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Is that a new
Black
se- is
Mirror
it a new
just-
season?
yeah.
Let me tell you what we beat. We beat out Black Mirror. We beat out Pulse.
Oh, Pulse is so
We
good.
beat out Love on the Spectrum.
Oh, that's actually shocking that you guys beat that out.
Yeah.
Because that's a really popular show.
Yeah, those are all, and those are usually in the top 3.
Love on the Spectrum.
The only one that beat us is the influencer show, which obviously like people care about this little
Oh,
influencer.
the Piper one.
Yeah, the Piper one. If you guys don't know Piper, go watch that. That's the only one that is beating us out.
Man.
But beating out Black Mirror is insane.
And
That's
Love
pretty
on the
nuts.
Spectrum.
That's
Is that
And Love on the
insane?
Spectrum. Those are 4 and 5, and we're 2. So
Pretty cool. I think it was worth it, man. I
Good.
think it was a great time
for a 45-minute show,
for a 45
It
minute
was
show.
only 45 minutes is crazy.
from start to finish.
Yeah.
All of that for 45 minutes.
It's probably a lot of fans from the YouTube channel are now
Yeah,
watching
that's
it on
true.
Netflix because they're all hyped up about
Exactly.
Right.
No, exactly. So if you were going to go on a show, what one would you pick though?
I would want to do one where I'm staying somewhere for like a few weeks, like one of
That's-
those island shows, one of
Yeah.
those like, where I'm in a villa with people and like,
Like Too Hot to Handle.
like Too Hot to
or
Handle or Love Island.
That's fair.
I think that would be pretty
Yeah,
fun.
because they have challenges and stuff like within the show.
Okay, so stepping away from all of this reality for a second, let's talk about politics for a second.
Which I hate to talk about. So
you-
I'm very neutral.
I'm not even gonna dive into like what the hell's going on. I just want to talk about Donald Trump. Like, I have given this man this or that, but this guy has said some of the funniest stuff I have
the thing
ever
that
seen.
you sent me this morning.
I saw a video this morning where he goes, you know what? I don't like LeBron James, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change to be a basketball coach, and I'm going to go get LeBron James and the rest of the Lakers. I'm going to tell them to transition into a women, and then we're going to be an undefeated basketball team. We're
Yeah,
the
he
greatest basketball
said
team.
that.
He actually said
He
that.
said that.
No
I wonder if I can find the clip. That is actually
Like
joke.
go play in the WNBA.
Nah,
after
let me-
making
Yeah,
them all
he's like, "We're gonna see
transition.
championship.
I was crying.
way.
Here you go,
Oh
right here.
God.
We'll put the clip right
You
here.
know, I'm not a big fan of LeBron James, but I said this. I would like to meet with LeBron. Say, LeBron, I've decided I'm going to get out of the presidential business, get out of the real estate business. I'm going to become a basketball coach of women. And I'm going to get him and 4 or 5 other guys to transition.
They loved
And
it.
we
The
are
crowd
going
goes
to
crazy.
The greatest basketball team in history. We will be undefeated forever.
And
Wow.
that was in this like cock slinging contest with China. Do you guys see the tariffs on China are going up to 125%?
It's 120. I thought it was just 25.
125% as of April the 12th.
Tomorrow. That's
That is crazy.
The Chinese embassy just tweeted out. I'll read the exact tweet so that there is no confusion. They said China will raise the tariffs for all imported U.S. goods from 84% to 125% on April 12th.
It's already at 80.
Yeah, so they've been going back and forth. So they raised theirs to 50. Trump raised it. They've raised it. They're in this cock slinging contest right now.
Yeah,
That
I
is
thought Taiwan,
nuts.
Japan, and China all came together. Or was it Korea? It may have been South Korea. I can't remember. Which historically, those are 3 countries that hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
All the presidents came together and was like saying how much they hate these tariffs. And I'm like, the fact that 3 countries that do not like each other, have never gotten along, are coming together to say something like.
Yeah, all these tariffs. It's working.
Would you like cock slinging contests, like whose dick is bigger?
Literally,
kind of
that's
thing.
what's
Like that's
happening
is that
right
what's
now.
going on? Who's
I
got
mean,
more money?
Can you guys just not sit together and just talk about it?
Buddy, he's been in office. He's been in office for 3 months. We said this man walked in the office, nuts in a wheelbarrow, dropped on tail and said, "Listen, trans, we're done with that." He said, Mexico, we're done with that. Canada, listen, we're gonna be done with that unless you assimilate to us. We're also taking Iceland, all right? The Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of changing the name to the Gulf.
Yeah,
of
look on your Apple Maps. It literally says Gulf of America.
Oh, I saw that. Gulf
that
of
not
America now,
crazy?
right?
Yeah.
Bro came in and
That's
said, "Listen,
cool. That's pretty cool.
I'm in office 3 months. We changed some
pretty
stuff."
Which the power
He's
to
making
him.
America great again, man. I mean, that's what he said he was gonna do. This is what he's doing.
Man.
He's making some moves. That's
And I'm sitting there going like, listen, you got like the guy said, listen, TikTok, we're gonna take a look at that, extended that. He said,
it's about to come up again.
he extended it again.
Not again.
He did?
I thought it was up at the end of this month.
He extended it.
Wait, it's about to get banned again?
No, he extended it.
Extended it?
Oh,
He extended it
that's
again.
news to me. I thought Amazon was trying to buy it.
Nope.
Mr. Beast tried to buy it. Amazon wanted to buy it. And then HBO or someone else. Like such random companies were now trying to buy TikTok. But it's for like 4 or 5 billion. So I'm like, okay, Mr. Beast, you don't have 5 billion. Like good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah, that's a bit too pricey for him.
Yeah,
sure.
you still can't delete TikTok off your phone though. It's still not in the App Store, so
Yeah, that's
don't make that mistake.
Transition to the final part of what we're going to talk about today. A little bit of boxing and what's going on in the boxing world. Recently in the UK news, you guys saw like I was trending because
Oh no.
Molly May decided that she was going to try her luck with the American reality TV star boy, that is Chase Demoor. And listen, a lot of you guys called me a fraud. You said they're fabricated. She would never say words like this. Buddy, listen, I'm just the messenger. You guys are shooting the messenger. All I did was post a picture and you guys make your own assumptions about it, all right? Listen, I'm not in control of Tommy Fury and Molly May's relationship. If they're in Dubai doing Dubai things, that's on them. All I did was post on my story like, hey, I'm supposed to be fighting Roman Fury, who's the biggest duck in the world, and we don't have a fight anymore because he's now recently, as of today, backed out of the fight again.
Wow.
But yeah, big L that. Listen, I was
Step up.
The plan has always been this. I was gonna run off into the sunset with Molly May, and I was gonna beat up Roman Fury, then I was gonna beat up Tommy, then I was gonna beat up Tyson, and then come, next
What
Christmas.
about John, the dad?
John, we're gonna retire John, put him in a retirement home, and then I'm gonna be joining everybody for family Christmas next year with Molly, right? And you guys didn't like that. Daily Mail didn't like it. UK News didn't like it. The Sun Magazine didn't like it. Listen, you guys, this is you guys. You guys idolize Molly May. This is your guys. I'm not saying anything bad about her. I think she's a lovely woman. I'm just saying, like, if she's calling a spade, if she thinks I'm cute, listen, I'll be raising them kids.
With.
What is having a child? What do you can't talk? Is that a deal breaker for you?
That's not a pop. That's not a pop.
that?
Did you pop
No,
that?
it's not a pop. It's not a pop. I'm just saying.
You got only one kid? At least
Just a
Just one,
couple.
just one.
Just
Yeah.
a couple.
No, just one.
Just one.
Bambi.
One is
I'll give her
okay.
two.
Bambi's
One is okay.
insane.
Two. I'll give her two.
Bambi? Wow.
Man.
Very unique.
That is super unique.
A lovely family, by the way. Big ups Tommy Fury, big ups Molly May. Lovely family, love you
Yes.
guys. But listen, after I'm done beating up Roman, Molly, if you want to see what a real man looks like,
Oh gosh.
come hit me up right
We
here.
got two real men in the house tonight.
Oh gosh. Let me show my muscles.
Two real men here.
Exactly. Unfortunately, the fight, the pay-per-view card on March 29th, where I was going to fight Roman Fury, did get canceled. I really.
Why? Why was that? Why did it get canceled?
Okay, so I got the flu. Things happen. It's boxing, and obviously Gabrielle has her own
I have to
opinion.
bite my tongue because I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Gabrielle has her own opinions on how the promotion and stuff works, but if I'm being honest with you guys, like things in boxing is really unfortunate, and we did spend I couldn't even tell you, probably up to 50 grand on camps now that fights that didn't happen. There's teams, people taking time off of work, nutritionists, strength and conditioning. I'm away from home. Like there's a lot that goes into these, and the fight actually got pulled a week before we were meant to go
9
out.
days to be exact.
9 days.
So you knew 9 days ahead of time that you were gonna have a cold.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Ma'am Sailor, KSI and them, they all worked really hard to try to make this fight rescheduled and rehappen, but Roman is a duck. He doesn't want to fight anymore, so unfortunately we won't get to fight him.
But you'll be fighting someone new, possibly.
Yeah, well, we have a couple options. I can't really name them right now, but we have a couple options from traditional boxing to maybe even a little bit of MMA, UFC type of action. So
Wild.
that might be
Some
pretty.
things in the works.
There'll be a big surprise. I'm really excited to share that with everybody. But because we didn't get to go to the fight, does not mean we didn't get to take a holiday. We just got back from Japan.
Yes, and I just had my birthday in Japan, so that was fun.
Happy late birthday.
Oh, thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we ate lots of food. All we did was eat.
Yeah, Chase was telling me about all the
So
food
much
you guys
food.
ate, that it was delicious.
Wagyu, sushi, ramen, anything we saw we tried pretty much the entire time we were eating. It was a little cold and rainy, so we did cut the trip short a little bit, but I'm really wanting to go back and do some like
We'll
outdoor
definitely
hiking.
back, yeah.
It's beautiful. And the food is so cheap. 7-Eleven. If you ever go to Japan, go to 7-Eleven.
They have good foods at 7-Elevens
It's
in Japan?
insane.
Really?
Insane. Like full meals you could buy at 7-Eleven there.
Wow.
And they'll heat up your food. You can make fresh smoothies there.
Damn.
Literally-
Is the store actually called 7-Eleven?
Yeah,
or is it
it's like the United States one.
what?
Like,
They
not
got
the same.
7-Elevens out there?
Not the same
and
time.
it does
Not the
not
same
look
type, though?
Yeah,
I'll be depressed if I walk into the 7-Eleven.
exactly. But like actual sandwiches, they had these like strawberry and cream sandwiches, egg sandwiches, ramen, gyoza.
All I did was eat every day.
fresh
Wow.
fruit.
I had to do a 3-day water fast when I got back. I
Yeah.
put on so much weight.
It was insane, but Japan will be missed.
But,
I'm a big foodie myself, so
Oh,
that's
you
one
would
place I'd
you
love
would
to
eat
go.
your way through it. And the food's
Wow.
like cheap. If you go to just like mom and pop shops, 7-Eleven, like we were paying what, like $12 a meal with alcohol.
yeah, easy.
Wow.
And then we went to Disney one day. So cheap, the food. We got like a full meal with 2 drinks, multiple sides. That was $32 at Disney for a full meal. I'm like, if you go to Disney here, you're spending like $100 for that same thing.
At least, yeah.
So,
With the
it was
ticket, too.
fun. Yeah, it was a really good time. You enjoyed it too, right?
Yeah, it was sick. But we need to...
Yep.
I mean, on Pop the Balloon, they wanted me to talk about politics. Andres was like, that was like my second question. Was
You want to talk about politics on Pop Balloon?
He wanted me to do that. That was like my second question that we decided on.
They asked you to talk about politics
Andres,
on
yeah.
a live
yeah.
dating?
They asked me to talk about politics.
What
they
did they
did.
want you to ask?
They wanted me to like say, okay, it's not a deal breaker for me if you didn't vote for Trump, but I'm just gonna say that I did vote for Trump.
so
And
they wanted you to say it?
they wanted me to
They
say
wanted
that.
you to get canceled.
And maybe that's what it was. Maybe they were
wanted
looking for me to get
throw
canceled.
you under the bus because social media does not like that whatsoever.
Yeah, as
They'd
soo-
be like, okay, nope. Twitter would have had a field day.
Good thing I
Honestly,
didn't.
good thing you did not say
Good
that.
thing I did not say that.
Exactly. Good thing you just talked about your business.
Right, right.
Or tried to.
Tried
You
to as
attempted
best
to.
as I could.
No, exactly. I do actually have a question about your business. Is
Yeah.
it like bachelorette hats you make?
Yeah, so we do
Sounds
like,
like
yeah,
that.
for like weddings, bachelorette parties, birthdays, events.
Very neat. Very neat. Do you have
Yeah, it's
anything
cool.
else you want to add, Chase?
No, that's it for me. I went through all my notes. I was just reading to make sure I got everything. Yeah.
What
Oh,
else
you-
is there? He's like,
Oh man,
No,
I'm
yeah.
rolling on it.
Yeah, no, that's it.
that's all.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
wrap it up.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the #1 podcast in the world. We are your hosts, Chase Demoor.
Gabrielle Moses.
Guest offering, Braden Holiday here.
And go check out his cowboy hat.
Check out Cowboy Hat Bar, guys. Get your
Where can they
cowboy hat.
find you on social media?
They can find me at Braden Holiday 37. Instagram, check me out. Wait.
We'll get him popping. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.